There were rumblings she might make a run for Congress in 2016 by seeking the 25th congressional district seat long held by Democrat Louise Slaughter. But for now, Mayor Lovely Warren has her eyes set on another 4 years as the leader of the city of Rochester. And she's got some competition. Monroe County legislator James Shepherd, former television journalist Rachel Barnhart, and businessman Alex White are all vying for the job of mayor. Is the work of her current tenure enough to pull off another victory? Mayor Lovely Warren joins us now to answer that question and more. And welcome back to the show. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
Let's start with the why. Why are you seeking another term in office as mayor?
I am seeking another term in office as mayor because I believe that we are on the right track. We are making progress in everything that we said we were going to do 4 years ago. When you look at safer and more vibrant neighborhoods, crime is at a 30-year low. Our shootings are down 22%. We are making investments all over the city in neighborhoods that haven't seen investment in probably decades. And so I think that that is very important to note. When we think about education, we have been able to enroll and increase enrollment in pre-K 3 and 4 by 1,200% in 3 years. And I think that that's a significant accomplishment. By working with parents, by working with our city school district, by working with our community, we've been able to do that and focus on our youngest children. When we think about jobs and economic development, unemployment in our city has gone from 9% down to 6%. We've been able to bring 22,000 jobs and, retain 8,000 others. And I think that that's progress. And I think that we're going in the right direction. And with the help of this community, we will continue to do that.
Among what you mentioned are 3 issues and 3 goals that you referenced as priorities, also things that you've hailed just now as areas of progress, bringing more jobs to the city of Rochester, creating safer streets, and improving education. One of your opponents in the mayoral race, this is legislator James Shepherd, recently shared this statement. After 3.5 years, dozens of press events, and a number of committees and panels, he says poverty levels haven't improved, police and citizen relations continue to deteriorate, violence is spiking, and our graduation rate sits at 47%. How would you respond to that statement, which really counters 3 areas that you say you've seen success?
Well, I think that you have to look at the numbers, and you have to look at progress where progress it has been made. These aren't my numbers. These are not numbers I pull out of the sky. These are not numbers that are done by the city of Rochester per se. These are numbers from the Department of Labor, the numbers from the State Education Department, numbers from the Board of Education, numbers from our police department. And so when you look at it, you can say what you want, but the truth and the facts speak for themselves. In every area, we have made progress. And believe me, if we weren't making progress, I wouldn't be sitting in the seat running for re-election. But I believe that we are on the right path. This city has made a drastic turnaround. When we think about where we've been and where we are today and where we need to go, we're on the right path. We have been able to build off of the successes of other mayors. I've been able to draw from what Bill Johnson has done around neighborhood development, what Bob Duffy did to really highlight Rochester and go to D.C. and Albany and ask for resources and ask for dollars. What Tom Richards has did when he looked at our finances. We've been able to improve our city's bond rating by 2 bond agencies. 2 out of 3 have upgraded us. That's progress. When we think about the fact that we were one of 4 cities, one of 4 that was chosen by the National League of Cities, out of all the cities in the country, to come here and study and work with us. One of 11 cities to be in investing in manufacturing community partnership, chosen by President Obama and his administration. One of 11 in the country. When we think about all these things happening, one of, I believe, about 17 cities to be chosen as a Photonics Institute and have the Vice President come here twice, Vice President Biden come here twice to really highlight the great work that we're doing in our community. Now, these are not things that Lovely's talking about. These are things that the community and the nation is talking about.
When you reflect on those things and on the past 3+ years, how has your understanding or your perspective changed over the past few years? I'm talking about from when you first campaigned in 2013 to where you are right now.
I think that I've grown in the position, and I won't sit here and tell you that there weren't some challenges, but they were those challenges made us stronger. They made us better, and they made us recognize and be able to do what we needed to do on behalf of the citizens and put the citizens first. When we talk about open government, we just released last week a different FOIL request. Now, ever since I was on City Council, since 2007, people have been working on trying to replicate and make our FOIL system easier for citizens. We were able to do that. FOIL is
citizens to get information about the
right.
inner workings of city government.
Absolutely, a request for information. And we were able to do that, automate that system, make it easier for the citizens, make it easier for our employees on the inside. Plow trucks, we had a major snowstorm. Before, for many years, we would be able to see where plows were because we had GPS. And so in 2014, when we had this major storm, and I said, well, I received a number of complaints. I said, well, why can't our citizens see this? We made it possible for our citizens to be able to see where the plow is, when the last time they plowed, make sure that we were able to make sure that we were documenting and accurate with information.
I'm sorry to interrupt because I want to get to, and I know viewers are dying to hear your plans for moving forward. And I do want to jump on into the issue of jobs and increased employment opportunities for residents. What is your game plan for 2018 and moving forward to bring more jobs to Rochester?
Well, we're working with the Finger Lakes Regional Economic Development Council. You see many jobs coming here in businesses from all over the world relocating to Rochester, and that's what we will continue to do. We will continue to introduce programs like Kiva. Everyone doesn't want to be an employee.
And Kiva is for small businesses, people interested
Absolutely.
in starting their own small businesses, loans to help them get started.
Actually, they want to be entrepreneurs, and we were able to realize that there's a market for micro lending, and we became a city, I think one of the first city in New York State to actually introduce this program. We've lent over $100,000 to micro businesses. Many of those businesses are women and people of color, able to buy equipment, come outside of their car or into a brick and mortar establillment.
So is your hope to help to expand that moving forward?
Absolutely. We'll continue to expand that. We'll continue to work to bring more businesses here, to expand the businesses that we have. We have great businesses here in Rochester that want to grow. We're training people through our YAMTEP program, Young Adults Manufacturing Training Employment Program, our OTR program, training people so that they can get into these jobs that we have here so that businesses can expand.
Let's talk education, because I know this was something that was huge in terms of your campaign platform in 2013. You unveiled even a 7-point Warren education plan. So talk to me. You said that you would be bringing new schools and new approaches we've never seen before. What are they? Did any not materialize the way that you wanted and you plan to work on moving forward?
Actually, we were able to sell 2 previous city school buildings to 2 charter schools, and so we expanded the charter schools here. We were able to really focus on pre-K. We had a 3-to-3 initiative, and in that was focusing on pre-K. We increased enrollment in preschool education by 1,200%. When we talk about opening up City Hall to internships, we actually every year have increased our internships at City Hall. We have a number of those college students that have gone on to do great things. Some of them remained in the city of Rochester working for us or working for other people that our training was able to allow them to do. We've been working with the city school district to really focus on what we need to do around career technical education to give our children a fighting chance at life, and we'll continue to do those things. We have made progress along the way.
Is there anything that did not, I know one big thing was to get teachers, to draw in more teachers to the city of Rochester. You said exceptional teachers. How did that go?
Well, we are in the process. I just had a meeting with the deputy superintendent, and we had changes at the school district. We talked to Teach for America, and one of the things that we had charter schools that was open to it. The city school district at the time was not necessarily open to it, but I think that I just talked to the deputy superintendent, have a meeting with the superintendent on Monday, and I believe that they are on the right track to really go after and attract additional teachers visiting HBCUs and other schools that they haven't visited before. And I think that that's very important, and we're working together to do that.
Very good. All right. Well, as viewers know, we've been inviting all candidates in the 2017 mayoral race to join me right here at the table. So it's great to have you here. I appreciate your time. Alex White will join me on next week's program, and I will be asking all of you, hopefully, to join me together in the near future to answer questions from you, the viewers, and to further lay out your game plan for the city of Rochester moving forward. So to learn more about the re-election campaign of Mayor Lovely Warren, go to mayorlovelywarren.com.